just think about it. When you grow your own or support true local people, true local growers that care for the food and grow it with love and actually tend to it, you don't have to worry about all the chemicals that's sprayed in it. Also, but you got to do your research on the people that's growing it. But you don't have to worry about heavy chemicals being sprayed on it. You don't really have to worry about it being GMO. You don't have to worry about it being organic or not. Listen, I would take a locally grown grocery over organic any day. Not saying anything's too wrong with organic, but that was a mechanism to actually make us pay more for wholesome food. Like that's some type of right. So, like what? That don't even make sense. Feel me? And just because something is not labeled organic on it, but it says it has the local tag, doesn't mean it's not organic. It's just, certain you got to go through certain steps to be organic and stuff like that. You feel me? So, as opposed local, you don't have to. You feel me? And I think it's more expensive to do that, to go the organic route as well, as far as like getting it labeled as organic. You dig? So, you know what I mean? Go local. You feel me? Imagine, you could go to the backyard or tap in with a neighbor. Say, yo, let me get some grapes. You feel me? Imagine that. Imagine you go to the backyard and get a beautiful grape. Especially for all my people up north, or that live in colder climates. You can grow grapes. You can grow tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? You can grow watermelon. Imagine having that stuff right at your hands, at your fingertips. Just going right to the backyard, plucking off a grape, or getting a watermelon that's fully ripe, or a mango, or a banana, or soursop, kale, lettuce, and going straight into the house and eating it. There's a different feeling, different taste, everything. Reason why we don't like natural food nowadays, because a lot of us have been raised on fake food. A lot of us have not eaten ever in our lives, eaten a natural food, naturally grown grapes, lettuce, seeded grapes, etc. That's why we go to these other countries that don't use a lot of the chemicals that we use in our foods, and that still use wholesome ingredients. And we go to there and we be like, oh, the food's nasty. Oh, the food's this, food's that. Hold on. It's not that the food's nasty. It's just you don't eat organic food. You don't eat natural. You haven't ate a wholesome product. Stuff with literally just wholesome ingredients in it. No preservatives. Just think about it. Look in your pantry right now and look and see how many, if you even have any groceries or any packaged products that are wholesome. Don't have no preservatives. Don't they're just listed with straight organic or natural ingredients. Not all natural. The big difference between a label saying a food label saying it has all natural ingredients and just listing the natural ingredients and then stating it has, and then somewhere on the label it states that it has natural ingredients in it. Just know there's a bunch of trickery to the labels, you feel me? And that's how they get a lot of us, because we see one or two natural ingredients and then it says the rest of the ingredients are, and then it says other all natural ingredients, but it doesn't really even list the other natural ingredients. Just know that it doesn't have to have 100% natural ingredients for it to be labeled all natural. It could just have like I forgot the percentage, but it could be a very, 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 very little percentage of that natural ingredient, and then the rest of that ingredient could be synthetic dyes, synthetic and other synthetic ingredients, preservatives, emulsifiers, the whole nine. But it has that small percent, so they could label it as all natural. You know what I'm saying? So there's a bunch of trickery to it, and a lot of times, like I just said, that the rest of that all natural flavoring within that all natural ingredient label is usually derived from something natural, but something that you wouldn't eat. You feel me? And I'm not gonna state it right now in this episode, but it's definitely something you wouldn't want to eat. You feel me? Or even think about eating. You feel me? So to take note of that. Make sure your ingredients list has all the stated ingredients in it. If it has preservatives, emulsifiers, dyes, any of that stuff in it, do not eat it. Don't touch it. You feel me? If it says all natural flavoring, do not touch it, because it's not all natural. It's not derived from 100% something natural. It only has a percentage of it, and the rest of it will be preservatives, based on preservatives, emulsifiers, and other all natural things that you do not want. You feel me? So pay attention to the trickery in the labels, and remember that when you shopping your ingredients. You feel me? Usually what helps me is when I see a preservative or some bullshit like sugar in it, I just dub it. So I don't usually look at the ingredients first, like the all natural ingredients first or the top ingredients first. I usually look at the bottom, and that usually gives away the whole product. So take note of that, and just remember, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of trickery to this labeling nowadays, and that's how they try to trick us to eating this stuff that we're eating, and pushing us farther and farther away from eating natural food, because they propose the unnatural as the natural, or stuff that we would never eat in a million years, and they put a little bit of natural things in it that we would eat and label it all as one simple natural thing, which is not even what you think it is either. Just imagine that. And I also want us to get out of the space of imagining a time where we could go into our backyard or ask the neighbor, like, yo, I'll trade you this for this fruit for this fruit. Like, yo, I'll give you an avocado if you give me some of your mangoes, etc. Or, yo, let me get some mangoes, or let me get some cat. I want us to get out of a time where we imagine these things and actually do them. They teach us to be dreamers all the time. They teach us to imagine all the time and not actually do. And we just stay stuck at imagining things. We can't get to generational wealth, generational health by just imagining. I'm a big advocate for, if you think it, you shall receive it, or think it, believe it. I'm an even bigger advocate for actually putting in the work, following that thought with action, doing, because that's what's going to get us to those next steps. And a lot of these things that are coming about now, we see people eat more organically or natural. It's not new. A lot of these things that are in society now are not new, except for all these chemicals and stuff that we're eating in our foods, and just this chemicalized life that we're living. But a lot of this stuff isn't new. We're just reconnecting with that information that's deep within, from our ancestors, from people that came before us, etc. It's not new. It's not new, farming and growing your own. We've been doing this. We started it. It's not new. They strayed us away from it, so that we could buy their products and give them wealth for food that's just ultimately killing us, which isn't even food. When are we gonna get back to the essence of growing our own and knowing what's in our food? Truly. Not just by Googling or not just by word of mouth, but actually knowing what's in our food. It comes with such a power. You know how much power we give them by just solely relying on them for food? Think about the beginning of the pandemic, when a lot of things were selling out, and a lot of things we couldn't get, so we had to go get the packaged bull crap. Imagine that. Well, matter of fact, a lot of the packaged stuff was gone, and a lot of the fruits were still there. Imagine that. Imagine, in that time, in the beginning of the pandemic, I was Gucci. I could have went and got some coconuts I was eating off the land. I was eating sour sops. You know what I'm saying, lettuce. I ain't have to go to the store for that type of stuff. Cause it's in my backyard. Imagine that. There comes a true power when you know what you're eating and being the source of what you're eating. A lot of us have traded in actual eating actual food for convenience, you know, convenience. And I don't know if I said this already, but a lot of my perspective does come from a plant-based perspective, and that's because, you know, come from a more wholesome perspective, you know. And I know a lot of you guys saying, well, yeah, the fruits and the veggies are tainted as well, but yeah, that's true. But that's if you buy from those name brand places. If you buy locally, it's not tainted. Or if you grow your own, it's not tainted. You dig? Yes, a lot of these food that we're eating is GMO. Even the meats. You know, just think about it. A cow isn't natural in the wild. You don't see a cow in the wild. You don't see a chicken in the wild. You don't see a turkey in the wild. You see the ancestors in the wild, but then you gotta think what made a cow? What made a chicken? That's almost, yo, we just gotta get back to the essence, man. And go on our own, man. And stop just imagining generational wealth. Stop just imagining generational health. Actually do. You know what I mean? Actually create it. Be it. Live it. Experience it. Because I'm telling you one thing. We've been imagining it for years. Been imagining it for years. When are we gonna jump? When are we gonna do it? When are we gonna actually support? And for those of you that are saying it's expensive, it could be expensive, but that's because a lot of us say we shop local, but a lot of us don't shop local. So they have no choice but to be just as expensive as a store, or a little bit, not too much more of a bargain than the store. But if we shop more with the local people, then of course they'll dip the prices lower. I'm gonna just give y'all some guesses. Buying a soursop from the neighborhood will cost you way less than it would buying it from Publix or Whole Foods. Cause I'm the source. I don't gotta charge you crazy amounts of money for it, cause I don't get it from somebody. I don't buy it from somebody then sell it. Here, I grow it and sell it to you. A lot of these diseases that we're getting, whether it be cancer, all these different types of cancers, diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it, it didn't exist years ago. It didn't exist until they started inventing food. They started inventing all this food. So, question, even the meats, and that's part of the invention as well. So question, is it really food? Is it really food? I'm gonna let you say on that. And I just wanna say this, man. Grow your own / support local, or continue to support a broken system to supply you their own. And we all know what their own comes with. GMO food. Not hybrid, GMO food. There's a difference between hybrid and GMO, and I'm going to make an episode on that. I'm going to just break it down here. Hybrid is selectively bred food within the same family. Feel me? From nature or by man. GMO is two things that can't even mate with each other to create something. That's playing God. It's like creating a lion and a tiger, bringing those genes together. That's creating a liger. That's playing God. That's GMO. Cow, GMO. Chicken, GMO. That's why we have all these diseases. Continue to buy from a broken system. That's where you get disease of all types, whether it be mentally, spiritually, physically. Your choice. Choose wisely. I want you to remember this one thing. before you eat anything. Is it food, and is it providing me with more life? Dig? Peace, love, positivity. It's your boy, Neighborhood Nation. We'll see you on the next episode. And always, always, always remember, whenever in doubt, check the neighborhood out. You dig?